Hey guys, I'm live. Isn't that cool? I'm at the Raalte Farm Civil War Muster 2018. I actually coordinated this event for 3 years. So it's always nice to come back every year. It's also like the only event that I feel comfortable playing around at, really, because I used to be the coordinator, so I feel more, if I'm doing something unique, like wanting to do my Confederate pikeman impression, which I am, but minus the pike, then this is the event that I like to do it in. The battle is starting. I like to say hi to a lot of old people, but probably going to see the Union guys walk past me. I'm going to head towards the battlefield and see what I can see. Someone's taking my picture and I've got my camera out. It's hilarious. Oh no, you should have totally gotten it. It would have been funnier. Oh yes. Look at that Facebook camera. It's hilarious. I'm tearing apart the fabric of this hobby. Oh, that's awesome. This is the best picture. I love that. Sounds like the Union troops are coming. So I'm gonna see if I can get that. Look, see, there's a lady taking my picture. It's great. Thank you. I'm gonna see it on Facebook. It's great. Can I flip this around? Can I flip the? No, I can. There we go. There we go. There's some of my friends in the front there. Look at them bouncing in step. I know those guys. This is very cool, by the way. This is in Holland, Michigan. And the fact that we have stuff like this in Holland, look at them marching in step like that. That is so cool. All right, I think we're gonna follow the crowds towards the battlefield. But before we go, I do want to kind of show the layout of a Civil War reenactment, or at least this one. Turn this around here. This area here, it's a big field behind me that goes from there all the way over there. It's kind of nice. They've got there's a tavern over that way, which is nice, historic tavern. We've got living historians down this way. And that's a whole video that I want to do sometime in the future, the difference between a living historian and a reenactor and historical interpreter and all that fun stuff. Don't really want to get into it right now because it's just cool seeing everybody. There's a stage over there, and you're going to see President Lincoln and a few other interpreters giving on demonstrations and presenting their own stuff as if you're actually watching the historical person. You also have there's a historic tavern. We might go and explore that later, but it's very cool. Oh my gosh, I gotta go say hi to my buddy. How do I pause this? How do I pause this? I don't know if I can.
How are you, sir?
Good, you? I'll let you. That sounds important. You take care of that. Those are the best security forces that I've ever had the opportunity to work with. It's great. You can see in the background there we've got President Lincoln, looks like the General Grant, General Lee, and Jeb Stuart giving a demonstration. We're also passing one of my favorite replica artillery pieces, but it's being looked at, so I'm gonna show that later on. So it's kind of neat because this reenactment has the artillery camps, which are all empty except for the civilians here, in a separate area. Over there. That's neat, and it's good that they're in a separate area because if the battle weren't happening right now, all their cannons would be right here. Ooh, here it is. I'm gonna turn it around. This is one of the reasons why I love the Civil War history. It's called a Hughes gun. Hughes breech load cannon. I'm not gonna zoom in on that so you guys can see it. I'll let you do your own research. But the fact that this is an experimental Confederate breech loader is just awesome. They actually let me fire it one of the events that I was running it, which was just fantastic. You can take a look at that. Now they created this, if I remember right. They milled it, a modern replica of it to the specifications. Very cool stuff. You can see it opens here and you put the charge in. I'm not going to claim to know the exact details on how this very unique piece works, but then you can also see it actually has the percussion cap right here, just like a musket. So you'd open it, chunk, pull that back, put the load in, the bullet or the charge, close it up, pull it back, put the percussion cap on, which is attached to the cord here. When you're ready to fire, pull it, out it goes. Very cool. I'm gonna walk through these camps here. These are the living historian camps. Now, in this case, it's kind of those who are a little bit more specific or focus on a particular impression or aspect of the history instead of kind of just generic, this half being the civilian or tent city, where they, the families will set up and have big tents and usually spend the night. Here you can see is the medical display, which is new this year. I like that, very cool. Which would be an example of the living historian. Arguably, like I said before, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. See if I can flip that around. There we go. Cool. So, you guys probably saw that I made that one introduction video to Confederate pikes and then stopped. Even though I'm super obsessed with that history, it's because I keep trying to make a replica of those pikes so that I can kind of have like a visual aid while I'm doing the video. But I haven't been able to do that yet. I found the material. It just, I don't want to spend that much money for something that I was essentially going to use one time. Well, I can't decide on which one to start with. I wanted to get the uniform first, which I kind of weird demi statewide militia. I did get this battle shirt just last week. It's difficult to get replica shirts. Ooh, another surgeon. Look at that. Oh, thanks.
You're one of us.
And there's the empty Confederate camp behind me. They're all off the battlefield too. They're doing Gettysburg basically. Oh look, they're already packing up. Isn't that nice? I don't have to run this event anymore. It's great. So we had one year where I was just walking around. I think I had this specific hat on. Do I still have that feather? Yeah, I do. I just wearing the hat and the outfit, trying to fit in, but also covered in radios to make sure that the event runs smoothly. I can stay in contact with security and all that. And lo and behold, it starts raining. And I thought, oh, it's okay. It's not a Civil War reenactment if it doesn't rain. And then it starts raining harder and harder. Thunder and lightning starts happening. And here I am, dressed as a 19th century civilian, soaking wet, walking through the woods, depressed because all the reenactors have gotten their trucks and are already packing up their tents. And all of a sudden I hear, and I just kind of like drearily look off. What was that? I'm already depressed. A tree, a full-size tree right here in this park, fell down right across the path. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but I was just like, hey, we got a tree down. Can someone take care of this? But it really was the fact that it was raining and it must have been 10 a.m. And the reenactors were already packing up, and it was horrible. Some of them promised to stick around, and the battle wound up having we canceled the battle, but there were probably going to be 10 soldiers on either side who promised to stick around for it, but oh well. One thing that's a little sneak preview for you guys if you're actually watching. I don't know if you can see it there. Uh-oh. There. You see it? It's a, there. Okay. Confederate D-Guard Bowie from Windlass, I think is the sword company. I've got a review coming of that. In fact, I've got a whole series of mid-range sword reviews instead of the poor historian ones, so they're ones that'll cost a little bit more. So that's coming up. Important part of the outfit for the Confederate pikemen. Looks like we're coming up to the battle, so I'm gonna flip you guys around so you can see what's coming. You know what's super important at every event? Sponsors. And development is actually very, very cool. Look at this crowd. This is awesome. It's a Sunday afternoon. I'm hopefully going to find the president of the board here. I was going to say hi to him. He usually hangs out with the president, like the Abraham Lincoln recreator. All right, here we are, top of the hill. This is actually a sledding hill, normally. Perfect place to have seating down the side of the hill and then have the battle down there. They're recreating Gettysburg this year. To be honest, I don't know how long it's going to be. Until the battle starts. But you can see the cannons down there. See if I can zoom in. Down there, preparing. It's a pain to actually move those cannons. One year we had a artillery group that actually had horses with them, so they brought the horses limbered up on the cannons limbered on the horses and moved them around the battlefield, which was very cool. Very cool. I think we also have some Confederate artillery over there, which is awesome. Looks like they're getting ready and preparing. That'll probably be Union there. They are recreating various battles of Gettysburg, which is always funny. That's another video that we need to make for the channel, is basically, do battles belong at Civil War reenactments? Why or why not? A neat little discussion. So we'll see. We'll see. I think I might turn you guys off until the battle actually starts. But you got that little tour now. Because I don't know how long that's gonna be, so I'm gonna turn it off. And I'll turn it back on when the battle gets started.